Hello there. I put a couple of videos regarding the Bigme Inknote Color Plus, and I got a few questions about it, asking to look into some more of the features of the device. And so this video is just to focus on those two questions that I received. One question was around looking at color images. So for that, we're going to go ahead and look at a comic book as an example. And the other question was to look at, PDF marking. These are two things that I really don't do much of on this device. So hopefully I'll be able to give at least enough of an overview to give a sense of um, how this device deals with both of those situations. But I may not have everything in optimal settings, etc., because it's an area I'm just not as familiar with. So we'll do our best. Let's start off. We'll start off looking at a comic book, and before I do that, as a reminder, there's no front lighting currently on the device, which is fine for notes. But when you want to really start looking into color, you kind of want to turn on that front lighting. So let's go ahead and do that as a prerequisite. So we'll turn on both cold and warm lighting. I like having a little more of cold than warm to give more of a white background effect. So we'll start there. Let's click on Kindle. Okay, and we're going to go right in to the comic book. This is a Transformers. I don't remember the name of the particular comic. But if I swipe ahead, okay, a little bit of ghosting. You might notice a little bit of ghosting right here. You can either live with that or just refresh the screen by swiping up. I'll just show a few more images. Oops. Okay, a lot of ghosting. My experience with comic books, I've read comics on past e-readers, and you kind of have to make a decision. And one decision is, can you live with the ghosting on certain panels, or when can you not live with it? And so what I mean by that is, instead of having to swipe every time to refresh the page, I might look at a page and say, that's fine, I've got the gist of it, move forward, and then say, no, you know what, I don't like the ghosting on this, I'll go ahead and refresh. And so that's just an example of how I deal with that. That way you're not refreshing every single time. But if you don't refresh every single time, you'll experience ghosting pretty much every single time. Like, here's a great image. I mean, this whole page is completely ruined by the ghosting, so I'll just refresh it. And there it goes. It looks much better now. So hopefully that at least gives a sense of what the colors look like and looking at images. And actually, let me do this, not just for comics, but let's go into Google News. Okay, and I'm going to change the settings here. I think I want normal. I think that's the best one. Yeah, you get a nice scrolling effect. So here you can see the color photographs, and allowing it to be on normal gives you a much smoother scrolling experience, um, which comes with ghosting, but actually I think it's pretty good. If I really just wanted to see the color of the images, I would go to HD mode. Okay, the images are now a lot bolder, but you're going to see it's going to be choppier when I scroll. Okay. Right, so you see the ghosting, a little bit of ghosting. Um, but you can play with the different modes, but you get a sense of what color images look like um, on this device. Now let's go over to a PDF file. Now the cool thing about PDFs is that what you can do is you can connect your computer via USB-C cable, and then you can drag and drop your PDF. So I've done that. I've put in So I think it's under documents. Yeah, I put in the financial results of e-ink, oddly enough. So click on that, it'll open it up in in their PDF reader, and I can annotate it. So let's say that I want to, I'm on a red brush, I'm gonna go like this. Okay, so I can annotate it like that in red ink. I can highlight things I'm interested in. Okay, you can page. So this is not zoomed in at all. So it's not too bad. The text is a little bit small, as you'd expect, because you're going from a normal paper size to a smaller size, but it's not too bad. If I click on the middle, there's a number of options. This is obviously the page number. I can, just kind of a table of contents of the note that we just did. Okay. Let's see. This can, I think, jump right to any particular page you want. Let's see. Now here's where you can zoom in to make it bigger. You can also rotate the image. You can crop the image. I have the contrast on darkest, especially with the text being this small. I find that to be very helpful. And then you have this, there's no watermark on this document, but if you had a watermark and you wanted to have that fade away, then the watermark bleaching feature would allow for that. Here you can have side-by-side documents. Here's where you can have your document next to notes and so on. And there's a refresh button. And there's some functionality over here, bookmarking. Let's take a look at settings. Okay, and you can see the settings there. So again, I apologize if this is just a cursory look at the PDF functionality, but because I don't use it, I'm just not familiar with what the nuances of a lot of these settings. Okay, I hope that helped and answered your questions. Thank you very much.